Hello and welcome to from the mic stand. We are back live at MASH in Macclesfield. Now each week on the show we like to have some of the most exciting artists around, and this week is no different. We just seen them play live and now we're interviewing Midland Railway. Hello guys, how are you?
Hello, yeah, good thanks.
How did the set go? How have you been?
Yeah, right. I don't know, I feel like, are we the best people to judge how the set went? I mean,
I think it sounded really good.
I mean,
is that really?
Well, I suppose it must be a little different for you guys because there's 4 of you in the band.
Well, it's an
Never done
interesting
an
one.
acoustic.
It's kind of 5, but one of our bandmates, Rob, is he's moved up to Scotland. Which, so we've had to do almost all the live stuff in recent months without him, unfortunately. But you know, if we're recording something, he's still able to like play his parts and send them over, and you know, thanks to modern technology.
Mm-hmm.
So those people who don't really know anything about the band, just want to give us a bit of an intro about you guys.
Where do we start? Okay, so we're. What do you think people want to know most about the band? I don't know. I guess so we're based in Manchester. That's not that interesting though, is it? I mean, but of the interestingly, vaguely interestingly at least. Well, I guess you can decide for yourself. But but the only one of us of the 5 of us who's actually from Manchester is Rob, who doesn't live there anymore.
Right.
So we're sort of a Manchester band without that much Mancunianness, which I don't know if you think that's a good thing or not, but it does. You know, if you're wondering why why we didn't ask for the camera and microphone to be way up above our heads, you know, that might be why.
And are there any particular influences that have drawn you guys together or influenced your sound, would you say?
Well, I guess. So my favourite bands. I mean, I've always loved the way that Weezer are able to kind of make fantastic pop songs that also really rock out as well, and you know, and they're able to sort of be quite heavy, but it still sounds really nice and melodic, and so they're a massive influence, and lyrically, I mean, I listen to a lot of really miserable music, so it's helped me through some difficult times over the years. So like Bright Eyes and the Magnetic Fields are particular examples who particular lyrical influences. And then I also I don't know, I spend a lot of my free time just doing really nerdy stuff, like like generally really complicated strategy games. That's actually how I met Kate. And I guess that also influences the song and the kind of
I would say, like, when I first heard I don't know what it's called, the Pokemon song.
The Pokemon Adventure, yeah.
I thought it sounded a bit like the Wombats, and then some of your other songs are a bit more serious in a way. It's very sort of
that sounds pretty serious. It's like, well, because it's sort of, I mean, I remember actually my girlfriend at the time when it was just such a mess actually, but she was like, I don't get it, I'm not interested in Pokemon. I was like, it's not really about Pokemon though, is it? It's about that kind of, the dedication to something that doesn't actually help you in the sorts of areas of life that generally feel like they matter,
When did you write that song?
2010.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. I actually wrote the lyrics on an airplane. It was a Boeing 737-800, I think it was.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss out these important details in an interview, right? That bit can't be cut. No, it was. And then I wrote the music to go with it on the like.
So you're the sort of person that like writes anywhere. So you wrote in a Boeing. Do you write anywhere you are, or?
Can be nowhere. A lot of the time depends on. I mean, it's weird. I guess I think other people who try to write music will probably relate to this, but it's something that it's so hard to like. If there were a formula that you could follow, that'd be great.
Yeah,
but it just, I don't know. Some days it comes to me, and other days it doesn't. And I suppose in a way, if I have an idea, I want to like work on it wherever I am. I suppose.
Right. And are you the main songwriter of the group, or is
so far?
Kate
has been coming up with some really cool ideas, which I think we're. So before too long, there will be. That will be able to.
And then do you bring the lyrics to the group, and they have parts to it, or is it already have a tune and then you'll say, oh, this bit might fit with the tune? How does that work? Bringing it all together.
It's so. Well, it's a weird one because it's we're still. I mean, our current lineup's really new.
Right.
So, I mean, how long have you been in the band? For?
3 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. So
And did you start Midland Railway in 2003?
4.
There you go.
Oh wait,
So that's very recent.
actually, me and Bob, if you count, depends on when you count it. The first gig was 2004
Mhm.
at the Night and Day Cafe in Manchester, which we're returning to soon.
Next
So
week.
yeah, next Wednesday. Well, I don't know if this will be on there by then. Maybe not. so yeah, if you're watching now, chances are you missed our gig on the
Same as on
18th.
the 18th.
Yeah.
So if you were there, great, wasn't it? or shame it was rubbish, but I guess we can edit it accordingly. So where's the going with this? Okay, so the band's been going for a while, and we've had all sorts of different approaches to writing
Right.
songs, I suppose. I mean, of the ones that we played in the set today, most of them actually were just basically me just coming up with some songs, some lyrics and chords and melody.
And then you bring them to the group.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I feel like I'm pretty good at coming up with reasonably catchy tunes and chords that go with them. And everything. But if it were not for my bandmates, the songs would sound like just ridiculously simple and dumb.
Yeah, the basic structure. You get the basic structure, and then everyone else kind of fills the sound out and makes it interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate summary. Yeah. And and I mean, Kate, I don't know how much this has been shot, but Kate has this fantastic array of pedals, and you kind of stripped down your use of them a little bit tonight, I think, did you?
Yeah, because I didn't want to add distortion because I didn't think it would work. I think it sounded really nice though with the POG.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. That wasn't a criticism. Where I was going to see is.
Oh, okay. I did strip it back.
Yeah. Well, it's is that you're able to just add a fantastic array of interesting sounds and and that I do think that really sort of turns the basic melodies into like.
It's like if you're doing a Bob Ross painting and then you suddenly realise it's mountains and trees and a county and not just some splotches.
What was he doing?
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier you were doing some recordings. How's those been going? Is it for an EP or an album, or how's it going to work?
We are hoping to have an album in the not too distant future.
Right.
It's so I guess you've heard the Pokemon Adventure, which is sort of finished, and that's available on Spotify and various other streaming platforms and things. We're working on a few more, and the key thing is to try and have them at a quality where we feel reasonably confident that we can go back and listen to them in many years to come and be like, without being like, oh, we should have just done that bit a bit better, or So I mean, I'm certainly really happy with how the Pokemon Adventure came out. And in fact, by the time that people are watching this, hopefully they'll be able to listen to our newest recording, which is called One Day. We didn't play it tonight, in fact, which because it kind of needs a bit more distortion.
Right.
But I think it probably wouldn't entirely work in this format. But so that should be on there soon. We've got a few. There's some recordings from several years ago, and I mean, those of you who just want to listen to like lots of our old recordings, that we've got them all up on SoundCloud, but we're trying to sort of we're hoping to have a complete album in the not too distant future, and I hope a decent number of the recordings can be of good quality.
And have you managed to play live at all recently? Or I guess COVID really impacted the band quite a bit over the last year or so.
Well, of course, if people are watching it after the 18th, yes.
So that's your first gig back?
Second.
Right.
So we played. I mean, our gig schedule right now looks like an extremely slow-moving tour around a very small part of central Manchester. So we played at the Pier Hat on 30th of July. We were due to play at Atma, which is in fact in the same building directly above the Pier Hat. So really, really slow-moving tour this. And then that unfortunately we had to postpone it because the band that were headlining that night, one of their band members had a COVID test, a positive COVID test. So that was a shame, wasn't it? But that's rearranged. That's now been rearranged and moved to the night and day on the 18th, and hopefully that will be amazing by the time you watch this. But then we've got quite a lot coming up actually. So a few doors along from the night and day, on the 4th of September we're playing the Castle Hotel
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's a charity gig to raise money for a local food bank. So you know, that's I guess we get to try and make the world a better place,
Sure.
and not just through inflicting our music on people. And we've got another gig at the Pier Hat in 21st of October. This, you know, if you have your diary to hand, viewers. And then also we're looking at returning to the Night and Day on the 16th of December. So yeah, all within the Northern Quarter in Manchester. So, you know, if you live in the Northern Quarter in Manchester, then, you know, all the gigs on your doorstep.
And if people want to keep up to date with all the things you're doing, is it the usual places of Facebook and Instagram and all those? Yeah.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page. It's
New Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. I've been Kate's been telling me about how good Instagram is, and I've been like, why? And like, it makes me feel like a proper old person just trying to navigate it. Yeah, like it doesn't have words, it has weird icons, and I don't know what they mean.
You'd hate to be on TikTok then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, TikTok's even better.
No, well, I mean, I think I might be nominating, like, certainly not me to run the TikTok account if we get them.
I'm quite surprised that TikTok isn't just the same as Vine though. Remember
It
Vine?
kind of is as well.
Pretty much the same thing.
Quite like Vines.
And yeah, I was just,
Anyway.
hold on. Advertising where you can find out about that.
cool.
So no, we do update the Facebook page regularly. So, and you know, obviously I won't pretend not to love it when people are interested in what we're doing. That's always a good thing. So you can follow us that way for sure. And well, is there any other way? And so Instagram, we're quite new to that.
It's probably more Facebook, isn't it? More than
Maybe just because is that just because I'm better at using it?
Probably.
So maybe my bandmates will like make our Instagram a bit better over the coming weeks and months.
and so the latest single, was that the Pokemon Adventure? Is
It
that out now then?
It is. You can listen. That's on pretty much everything. You can find it on. So it's on Spotify. So add it to your playlist if you really like it. And what else? So it's on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Music, a whole bunch of other ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So and if you can, if you search for a band name, which is of course Midland Railway, and I don't think there are too many other songs around called the Pokemon Adventure. So we found something which has an advantage for searching because some Midland Railway searches just bring up railway enthusiast sites.
Yes.
I thought we'd end on do you have any really good train facts? You called Midland Railway. Do you have any train facts?
Depends on what you consider to be a good train fact. Actually, I've got one very specific to the band, which those of you who have already, as you're listening to this, who are watching this, have already checked out our Facebook page, you might notice a picture which is a fine piece of art that Kate's done, involving some cats eating sushi off a train.
Yeah.
Now the locomotive hauling the train is in fact a London Midland Scottish Railway Coronation class locomotive, which interestingly never actually ran on the Midland route because that was the largest locomotives running on that were the Jubilee class engines, I believe. So yeah, so I mean, I guess in a way, I don't know if that. I mean, I guess that might bother some people, the inconsistency of us being called Midland Railway while using a
train that doesn't run on the Midland route.
Can you believe it?
No, it didn't run on the Midland route,
Right.
but on the route that had been owned by the Midland Railway Company. But it did. The Midland Railway became a part of the London Midland Scottish Railway, which it did run on.
Therefore, it's fine.
Oh,
well, I think that's a perfect way to end it.
Well, I mean, that last bit will have definitely captivated the audience.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, at the start when you were saying about all the interesting, exciting bands, and I was thinking, but tonight instead we've got Midland Railway. That's how we got used to being introduced over the years, you see.
Well, yeah, it's been fun to have you on the show. Thanks.
Thank you for having us. It's been it's been a lot of fun and good to get to play in a kind of different setting and
It's pretty cool.
and I'm curious what people make of hearing our songs in this format as well. So feel free to get in touch and if you've enjoyed it, we'd love to hear from you.